But when you pull up in the rack and you're doing all that turn on, you ain't gonna drop no location, folks. South Shore run a long way. If you ain't dropping no location, folks, stop doing all that weird. And Glizzy, folks, we never really even heard of you, G.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, things are starting to heat up between Ant Glizzy and this whole Chicago, back and forth stuff that he got going on with some of the guys. Like I explained in the last video, I think Ant Glizzy got a chip on his shoulder when it comes to Chicago, and he's pretty much making it his personal business to try and show the world that he himself in DC period is just as bad as Chicago. At least that's what I get from it. He don't want to be friends with anybody from Chicago. He made it very clear. He ain't trying to be buddy-buddy. He done diss FBG Duck on live with King Yella.
Hello. Duck, how your name Duck and he couldn't duck? That's crazy. It's your name Duck and you couldn't duck.
Got into it with No Limit Cairo. Got into it with Chicago YouTuber DJ UTV. And most recently, he got into it with popular Chicago videographer 16ShotEm Visualz. Now, in which we'll get into a little later because he brought up a case that 16 caught while he was young. And if y'all been in tune with the whole drill culture from the start, then y'all pretty much know what case we referring to. Now, after saying FBG Duck and getting into it on live with King Yella, he will also send shots at Mama Duck after she said she was in DC looking for Ant, in which maybe that's what sparked him to actually go to Chicago himself. Now, one thing I can say about Ant Glizzy, he has a way of agitating a situation to where even if you didn't want to get into it with him and you knew better, he kind of forced you into it. And by the time you notice it, you already halfway through the argument with him going back and forth, right? That's what I see he's been doing lately, and it's been working. That's what happened with King Yella. And once he said FBG Duck and mentioned him not being able to go to the Louis store and being dead, King Yella whole demeanor switched, and you could tell he just lost it. It took him off his whole being. Now, only problem is, once you show a sign of weakness, people tend to keep targeting you using that same thing that got you in that position, and that's exactly what Ant Glizzy kept doing. However, online with 16ShotEm Visualz, Ant explained that the only reason he began saying anything about Duck is because Yella mentioned DC as a whole being rainbow in prison. And when I say rainbow, y'all know what I'm talking about. So he decided to get him back by mentioning Duck, as we saw him do. Now, to take things a little bit further, Ant Glizzy will go to Chicago today and post about it. Me being who I am, I automatically started thinking about the motive behind this, and I figured that maybe Ant is playing chess. He knows that one of the Chicago guys not just going to come to DC for no reason, and he been urging them to come there and saying that they won't because he know off rip that they'll be there no matter if they try to step foot, no matter what. So maybe he's playing chess, right? Maybe he's playing chess by going to Chicago, forcing one of them to pull the same stunt to come to DC, and maybe that's when he'll make his move. I don't know. However, that's how I took it, right? He just took things an inch higher by actually going to Chicago after going back and forth with all the guys, and it kind of gives him a step up, above the guys that he's been going back and forth with, because now it forces them to pretty much go to DC, or you know how ego and pride starts to get in the middle of things. Now, Ant would take to his Instagram to post a small video clip proving that he's actually in Chicago. The caption would say, quote, "I just landed in Chicago. We outside, vlog dropping on my YouTube today, #BarberSonTV." Now, this is indeed interesting because as we just recalled, Chicago members from the BD side just went to New York due to Yush G's saying F King Von, or that he's smoking King Von, and a little back and forth that they had with some of the New York drill artists. So when Ant bringing that same type of energy back to Chicago now, it'll force them to respond by either doing the same thing or not, because I'm sure these guys' pride and ego were getting away and they feel, well, he just came out here dissing us, and I guess we gotta go out there to DC now, because they're gonna feel like they got a point to prove, right? Now, on the flip side of all that, I don't know where Ant Glizzy went, specifically, but to their discretion, anyone could go somewhere and ride past for a little bit, take a little screenshot or a video, and act like they doing something. Even 6ix9ine went to O Block for like 20 seconds and recorded a short clip and got right up out of there. So we can't just go off of that. But he did say he's having a vlog dropping today, and if he's in Chicago, like he say he is, I'm assuming he'll be out in Chicago somewhere filming, trying to get some type of content so he could use in his vlog. Now, if he does that, then that's actually doing something. But if he's just passing by hoods and, taking video clips and acting like he's out there doing whatever, then that's pretty generic and anybody else could do the same thing. Now, fast forward to this Ant Glizzy versus 16ShotEm Visualz. As Ant and 16 was on live, I guess 16 was trying to go live to figure out why he was dissing Duck and just dissing the whole Chicago. And instead, it seemed like Ant Glizzy just wanted to smoke with 16. As much as you can see Ant trying to take it far, at first 16 wasn't really going there with him until he started calling him all type of goofies and insulting him, until he finally X'd 16 out of the live. Then Ant would take to his Instagram story calling 16 a fan because he commented on one of his stories, and after they live together, 16 would hit him up saying, quote, "You funny as hell, I'm on to what you doing. Yo butt a troll. At first I was trying to talk and really see what's up, but I see your butt doing this ish for the internet. I ain't mad though, get your money." Now Ant Glizzy will repost that to his story and say, quote, "These guys are fans and goofy. At 16ShotEm Visualz, make y'all look bad." And will also post in his story a comment 16 made on his post where 16 would say, quote, "LOL bro, I'm from the rack. You gotta do more than that. Pick up a GUN or something. If you ain't coming like that, all this ish is just trolling to me." Now Ant Glizzy will reply saying, quote, "Raheem," which is 16 real name, "I know who you are. I'm out to tell the world what you did to that little girl. Handshake emoji and 100 emoji. Hashtag inside man." Now Ant would take it a step further in his story and mention 16 real name in a previous case 16 caught when he was younger. Ant would say, quote, "16 the camera guy from Chicago. Real name Raheem. Ask him what he did to that little girl. He a registered SCX offender. Hashtag inside man. YouTube dropping today. Hashtag Barbara's Son TV." Then Ant will repost a post he made about 16 where he quoted part of the case 16 caught, where it says, quote, "McCaskill, who's originally from Maywood, Illinois, was 18 years old at the time of the arrest, while the victim only 13. During the time of the offense, Raheem was sentenced back in 2013 and later released. The uncovering of the news is in conjunction to the," and that's where it cuts off. But in the caption, Ant says, quote, "16 is canceled. This what the shy on." Now, like I said earlier, man, that case that 16 caught involving a young girl, he explained to me about last year, I think, what happened with the case. I'm not here to disclose his business and his information, so I'll hold out on speaking on it because that's his business to defend, and I'm sure he will let y'all know what's going on for the 100th time anyway. But it's looking like Ant won't smoke with anybody from Chicago, so as he drop his vlog, I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on, and if he's really in Chicago shooting vlog, may he stay safe, and I'm pretty sure we gonna hear about it. Now, the thing that I'm kind of confused about, it seemed like as of lately, as of the past few weeks, everybody's beefing with everybody from different cities. I don't know what that trend is. It started with the New York guys in Chicago, where they're practically beefing with each other, but none of them know each other. Nobody from the same state, same city, none of that. And it's kind of weird because it's like, what are we really beefing for? What are we making threats about each other for? What are we coming to each other's hoods for? You ain't never do nothing to me. Did we really get to the point to where all of this is pretty much for subscribers and views, right? Where we on the internet threatening each other for what? I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm beefing with you because of something on the internet, or because I say my hood is more tougher than yours and you say your hood is more tougher than mine. It don't make no sense, man. And then the funniest part is these guys are dissing each other dead mans. And it's like, my dead man didn't even know you. You know, he didn't even know you existed. You didn't even know he existed. Well, some of you did, but you didn't even know he existed and he didn't know you existed, right? So how are you dissing him because you have no correlation? So, I mean, to be honest with you, if it was me in that situation, I really wouldn't care because I know that you didn't know him and he didn't know you and we didn't have no beef together. But it's weird to see the lengths that these guys are going over the internet, over social media. So I hope nothing come out of this, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. All these guys are grown men. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.